We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below, until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. We're straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go. I'm a son of a sea cook, I'm a cook and a trader.
You ask the question, do Newfoundlanders see themselves as Newfoundlanders first, and then Canadians, or Canadians first and then Newfoundlanders, or just Newfoundlanders and not Canadian? The one that often comes up is they see themselves as Newfoundlanders first and then Canadians, so they still have a sense of attachment. Because I'm interested in communications, I'm interested in the nationalism element, because you have to have communications to communicate to people that we're all involved in nationalism. Now you've got a newspaper called The Independent that's being published, so that's more formalized in that sense. You can see it every week, a newspaper, Independent, in the store shelves, you know. You can see the flags being flown around, you know, the Independent flags. So that's more professionalized in that sense. And when you go downtown in St. John's, for example, a lot of the shops sell things that say Free Newfoundland or Newfoundland Independence. So it's professionalized in that way, but it's a weak movement politically. There's no political party that exists. It's very loose fringe, and so it's not very well organized.
Every once in a while, every few years, there'll be a meeting in some bar somewhere about some people trying to start an actual separatist political party, but so far it's never gone anywhere. They've never gone past one or two meetings. The pink, white, and green is kind of known as a separatist flag. The people who, as far as I understand it, the people who didn't want to join Canada flew the pink, white, and green, which was mostly people in St. John's. Most of the rest of the province wanted to join Canada.
Population keeps going down, and we've got the resources now, I think, that we could be independent in oil and electricity and mining.
Lots of oil.
Yeah.
The fishery has been gone, but the oil is the main reserve.
Yeah, I think as it follows the political events, like as I say, when those two incidences, when there was government action on Newfoundland's role in Canada, then we sold a lot more shirts. But surprisingly, we probably sell more now to tourists than we do to Newfoundlanders. So I guess I'm not sure why, but thank you.
We want to be masters of their own house, which obviously has political intonation. So yeah, they're saying, you know what, we want to be able to do it on our own. We don't want to be fully linked with the federal government or some big international corporation telling us what to do. But at the end of the day, I mean, you could have government revenues coming in. It doesn't change the fact that Newfoundland's economy is still got troubles. I mean, there's a lot of people whose formal education levels aren't as high. You've got lots of people living in areas where there simply isn't full year work and rely on government programming.
It crosses the ages. As far as economics, I don't know. Probably wealthier people wouldn't be in favor because it would upset the status quo. But a lot of people really support the culture and the music, as you say. And
you like the music of Newfoundland?
Oh, it's the best.
The best, huh?
The best.
Yeah. That's what people are really proud of here.
We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below, until we strike bottom.
We did the Free Newfoundland one first. That was the first sort of more political one, I guess. But I had seen the graffiti written around town in a few places said Free Newfoundland. I thought it was kind of funny, really. It wasn't really. I didn't really intend to put it out as a direct separation intent.
Sense that, you know, up till 1949, Newfoundland wasn't part of Canada. So there are still lots of people here who are in their late 50s and older who were born Newfoundlanders. They weren't born Canadians.
To say to Canada, we really don't want to be part of Canada anymore.
I'm in the category of people who think that, I mean, you can never say no. I mean, if people want to do it and that's their decision, then yes, of course they can do it. I mean, nothing's impossible. Whether this would benefit people economically, probably wouldn't benefit them economically as much as it might benefit them emotionally. So they might feel pride in being independent, but I mean, I always say the same thing. Look, the problem with political independence is you still have politicians. It's not like you're independent and there's no politicians anymore. And the thing with politicians is they make decisions that people aren't happy with. There's still, in Newfoundland, there would still, what would happen is, rather than expressing anger at Canada and federal politicians, instead I think it would be very divisive for the province. One of the things you'll find that when you travel around Newfoundland and Labrador, the first thing I would say is go to Labrador and you will see Labrador flags. Not Newfoundland flags, Labrador flags, because people in Labrador have the similar frustrations with Newfoundland as the province of Newfoundland and Labrador has with Canada. So that's the first thing. So it depends where you go. You won't find these independent Newfoundland flags as prevalent in Labrador, because they are saying, well, geez, our political opinion is we want to be separate from. Because now it would be St. John's, what they call townies, fighting it out with people living in rural areas, what they call baymen. And so the anger would be interned within itself. And maybe there'd be anger at Canada or the United States or Europe, but I think it would be actually fairly divisive. It's very convenient to be able to blame somebody else. Okay. It's not very good when you blame yourselves.
Bottom inside the two sunkers, went straight through the channel to Toslow we'll go.